Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome to another Gunpla Delivery video, or in this case, as it's more recently been come to be known as a buying shit I don't need video, because I don't, as far as I can remember, I don't think there's any actual Gunpla in here. There are model kits, but nothing that is Gunpla, as I can remember. There is some figure stuff, there's some Converge stuff in here that's Gundam related, but for the most part, the majority of the stuff that's in here is not Gundam related. But as you can see, it's a very, very large box. And I also just want to start this video off by saying a big fuck you to the Korean customs office, which held my package and made me pay a pretty hefty tax in order to get it. I know a lot of you guys have to deal with import tax, and it really sucks, and I really feel for you guys. Here in Korea, though, apparently it's just imposed completely at random. Sometimes you get caught and you have to pay, and sometimes you don't. It just depends on if you're lucky or not, apparently. And that is an actual quote. I asked the woman, so basically I'm just unlucky, and she said, yes. So, alright. So while the battle on that front is temporarily lost, the war is not over, and I'll keep you guys updated if there's any more success on that. But in the meantime, let's get this box popped open. It's just too huge to be here on the desk, so I'm just gonna move it off the desk, and we'll dig through everything that's in the box here. Alright, so the first couple things here are some spooky file folders. It's just from thank you for shopping Hobby Life with us. So, okay, but this is pretty cool and perfect for Kotobukiya month. Is Kotobukiya mixing guidebook. So they had a Kotobukiya sale, and so I took the opportunity to pick up a few Kotobukiya kits to review here for Kotobukiya month, and so this was included with that. So this is actually probably going to be some pretty cool information in here, or just reference images and things like that for kit bashing different Kotobukiya kits between the Hasegawa line, Frame Arms, and Frame Arms Girls line, it looks like, for the most part here. Also maybe Megami Device. So, some pretty cool stuff in there. Let's take a look through that later. Alright, so as I said, the Kotobukiya sale that they had was not really so much of a sale, but it was a, kind of giveaway, where if you bought some certain Kotobukiya kits that they were including in that, then you would get some free stuff, and it was basically just chosen at random. So they had like a couple of different part sets and Megami Device stand, and also some water slide decals. The stand and the water slide decals are the stuff that I was really looking forward to the most, and it looks like I got kind of a mix of everything in here, so I think I did pretty well. So here's the Megami Device stand. It's just kind of in a little bit translucent white color, but the logo there is in gold, and so that looks pretty cool. Looks like I've got a couple of those in there, and then there's a couple different parts sets. They're for like different weapons. They're relatively small. I think they're probably going to be better off for like the Hasegawa kits or something. We'll have to see. I'll try them out though, but there you can see this one's got like a couple of sword and weapons parts. I'll probably end up just giving a lot of these away because I'm really not too interested in a lot of these. And this kind of like claw weapon thing is also pretty stupid. So there's a few of those. Let's see. The thing was that you were supposed to get 2 of these items chosen at random for every kit that you bought that was part of the sale. I don't think I bought this many kits that were part of that sale. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stands, and 1, 2, 3, 4 of the red weapon, 5 of the red weapon, and just 1 of the gray weapon. And then it looks like maybe just 2 or 3, 4 sheets of the water slide decals, so that's pretty cool. Plenty of decals. They're really, really cool decals though, for sure. This is definitely the thing that I wanted the most from this, was these awesome decals. This is really cool. This is something I didn't even notice that was a part of that, but this looks like eye decals, probably for the Hasegawa line, I'm gonna say. Yeah, because it says they're 1/24 scale. So that would be the scale of Hasegawa kits. So that's pretty awesome. The rest of these, I think, also for Hasegawa, and also I think Megami Device and other things, I think maybe as well, that these were supposed to be for, or maybe just entirely Hasegawa, I don't know, but they're just cool markings. So definitely put those to some good use. But again, don't really think I need 4 sheets of that, so we'll probably end up giving a good amount of this stuff away. Okay, and a big bag number 2 here is full of parts and things, as you can see here. So let's just go through all of this stuff. Okay, so the first thing here is a couple of Wave HG precision carving knives, round blade, 1 in 2mm and 1 in 3.5mm. I had recently got some similar tools from God Hand, but they're like just the blade itself, and you have to use it in a drill bit, or you have to use it like as a drill bit in a pin vise. And so I thought that these might be a lot more comfortable, considering they're just the whole tool. You don't have to worry about switching out the the part at the end. So I wanted to try these and compare them and just see which I ultimately end up preferring. You got some rods and springs here, some aluminum rods in just 2.5 and 2 and 1.5 millimeter, and then some 3mm spring here. This would be you could use for like your tubing for things if you're building like a Zaku and you have like the tubing for that or whatever you want to use these for. Very cool. Oh, there was one more of the carving knives as well. This one in 1mm, so add one more of those. Got a whole mess of these, and these would be, what are they called? HIs. There's HIs 1 and 2, I believe. I think these are all 2 or 3. They're based on the size. So I think like 1 would be the smallest size, and then 2 is a different size, and then 3 is a different size yet. So these are basically just little round lenses that you can use for things, and there's also like eyes, like Gundam style eyes on those. But these are really great for using for like Zaku mono eyes or just like camera lenses on weapons and things like that. So just basically got them in a bunch of different sizes and different colors. So there's green, clear, and pink, and then in a few different sizes, I think like the large, medium, and small size, something like that basically. So just got a bunch of those. I didn't have any before, and I thought those could definitely be useful for a lot of different stuff, so just picked up a bunch of those. Got some paint cups here. These are just white paint palette cups, just 6 of them, just because I needed some of these for when I'm doing hand painting with lacquers. This is something new and very cool. They're reverse paint clips, so they actually clip, instead of like clamping onto something, they are like, the spring spreads them apart. So if you want to like paint something that's like a tube, or like, for example, like a thigh piece where there's nothing to clip onto on the inside, if you have just like a solid thigh piece of an HG, these will be coming in really in handy for something like that. So the reverse paint clips, yeah, there's 14 in the set of these. Those should be pretty cool. Got a few of these just because the sets that I have are starting to get a little bit low. So you got medium and large size of just tanks. These are also from Wave. They're just option parts, so you can use these, of course, for making fuel tanks, or you can turn them into weapons, or like gun barrels or something like that, cannon barrels, whatever. These are pretty useful for a lot of different stuff, so I always like to have a good amount of those on hand. A different J sensor set. I have set 1, and this is set 2. This is just really nice for some nice like antenna and detail parts and things like that, for just adding little custom parts to your kits. This from Wave here is the mobile staff. This is just 1/100 scale figures. There's like seated pilot figures, and just like kneeling figures and standing figures, and they're kind of interesting. Now that I'm seeing them in person, rather than like just seeing them online, they're not really as nice looking as I thought. I mean, they look nice, but just they look a little bit goofy. They don't really look as nice as the Bandai's version of these, definitely. So I don't know what I may end up doing with these, or may end up just giving these away as well, just because I'm not really too into how they're looking at the moment. And last thing here from the bag is some decals, just red number decals here from HIQ. Now we can get into all the other stuff, all kits and everything after this, but this is just something I want to check out first. This is a light up case. If you guys remember, I think in the last video, I got this, which I haven't put together yet because I was waiting for this. This is a paper theater from Wolf Children, and this is a basically like light up box container for that, for keeping it safe and keeping it in this cool box. So now that I've got this, I want to put this together and put it inside of that. And then the only other non-kit thing here is the Gundam Converge Series 12. So this kit, this series contains the Gundam F91, the Unicorn, Gundam 02 Banshee, the Sandrock Custom EW, the Goof, the Denange, and the Denange Black Vanguard version. So really cool set. Of course, I'll do, as usual, a separate video just unboxing and taking a look at all of these. So look forward to that in the near future. Alright, and the first kit here is the Booster XL2. This is a booster unit for the Gernsback or the Arbalest, but this is for the Aoshima kits. So I have the Bandai versions that I built. So basically what I want to try to do is try to make this flight unit to fit onto the Bandai version of the kit, because they're just much better, but of course don't include any flight pack for it. So if you can see here on the side, it just looks like that. Just basically like clamps over the shoulders, so I don't think it'll be too hard to make that fit. May have to adjust the proportions of this here or there, do a little bit of chopping and screwing, but for the most part it should work. I'm thinking pretty easily. It shouldn't be too difficult to make that fit onto one of those. But this is made by Aoshima. It's surprisingly, they don't have the Aoshima logo anywhere on the front of the box. Maybe that has something to do with the licensing for this, but the Aoshima logo you can see here is on the side. So yeah, we'll take a look at this, of course, in a separate video. But it does come with a stand for that as well, and some water slide decals actually. So that's surprising. That's pretty cool. So for a relatively cheap set for this, that's definitely pretty awesome. And if this is as easy as I think it's going to be for adding this onto the Bandai kits, then that should be something that a lot more of you guys should check out if you're interested. So we'll take a look at that in the future. We've got a couple of recent releases from the Minimum Factory line. As you guys know, I really enjoyed this line. So this is Miyuki, and just looks like that. It's just kind of this bikini-clad army officer or something like that with ears on it, animal ears. Anyways, that's how the figure looks. It's just 1/20 scale figure. If you guys are unfamiliar with the Minimum Factory line from Max Factory, they're pretty awesome. So there's that, and then this one as well, which I'm really pumped for. This is the Protect Gear, the suit that is from the red spectacles from what's the name of that? Jinro. That's the name of it. I couldn't think of it there for a minute, but anyway, yeah, Jinro, or I think it has a couple different names anyway. And then there's a new Korean version of it that's coming out, I think in the near future as well, that I've seen. But anyway, this looks really cool, and actually contains 3 of them. So as you can see here on the back, they're just like that, again in 1/20 scale. So you can build 3 of them here with this set. So very cool. Those look really awesome. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to building these as well. Definitely really fun figures. So really nicely detailed and everything as well. We've got a Hexagear Governor kit. I wanted to try out one of the Governor kits, so of course I had to go with the light armor type Rose, the girl with the sword and the long ponytail there. And I have the Blockbuster, as you guys may be aware of. I have that built up and ready for review, so I will be reviewing that for you guys very soon. And then we'll take a, I want to take a look at this in just a separate video, just because I want to have it as its own separate thing. But we'll take a look at that with the Blockbuster as they're kind of advertised often together. But anyways, so it'll be cool to take a look at one of these Governor kits. These are 1/24 scale, as I mentioned before, so yeah, this should be pretty fun. And then a couple other small things. This is a new line of kits from Hasegawa. It's their figure collection. So I've got Series 1 and Series 2 here as well. Series 1 is 80s bubbly girls figure. These are in 1/24 scale as well, so it'll be the same as the Governor actually. And you can see they're in Roppongi, which is pretty funny. But yeah, I actually recognize this corner of Roppongi, actually. That's funny. And then here is the 1/24 scale 90s platform boots girl figures. So just some plastic figures here. Pretty big box for what's inside here. That's pretty much it. But they look pretty nicely detailed. They're just all molded in pink like that. You do have some waterslide decals with these as well for the clothes, like for making the plaid skirts and things like that for those. So pretty cool. Just little figures to use for different things. You got some nice reference images there on the side of the box, and that's pretty much it. These were relatively cheap, and I know that their set 3 is coming out as well. I can't remember if they have any more lined up quite yet, but keep an eye out for these if you're interested in this kind of stuff. And then just jumping back to Full Metal Panic here, we've got Bandai's version of the Levatine, version 4, or version IV for Invisible Victory. It's up for debate, but you've seen me build the 148 scale version from Aoshima. This is the 160 scale version from Bandai, which looks also very good. Different in different ways. I'm sure Bandai's is going to be probably a much nicer kit overall, but it's smaller. This is be more similar to the size of a high-grade Gundam kit, where the Aoshima version was larger, more closer to like the size of a what we normally think of as a 1/100 scale master grade Gundam kit. So really cool. Of course, I'll do a full build, just unboxing and review video for this later on. But then Kotobukiya answers the call here with the Belial. So this is also from Full Metal Panic, but not Invisible Victory, from a different series in that. Again, I don't know. I really couldn't say. But I know it is also from Full Metal Panic. And it's a pretty cool, big black mobile suit like that. Or again, they're not called mobile suit. They're called arm slaves, right? I don't know if this is also called an arm slave. But yeah, 160 scale full action plastic model kit. So this one, yeah, arm slave. So it is also going to be in the same scale, same size as Bandai's version, but as you can see, it's definitely a larger box for this. So this would be the first Kotobukiya Full Metal Panic kit that I'll take a look at, and yep, it's looking pretty dark in there, but we'll take a look at that soon for Kotobukiya month. And the rest of the box is all Kotobukiya goodness. So here we have the Megami Device Arsa Archer Aoi version. I've got the Arsa Ninja Aoi version already built up, and that one is also ready for review probably sometime in the next week or two. And then we'll take a look at this one as well as the Archer in the cool Aoi colors. So very nice, and cool box art there as well, of course. And one more here from Megami Device. We have the Megami Device Collabo here with the Alice Gear Aegis. I don't know really what that is, but this is just a similar kind of figure here from Megami Device from Kotobukiya. Looks very cool, this one as well. Some cool effect parts in there for that as well. Again, just really cool box art. The Megami Device kits, I think, definitely have some of the best box art out there. Just really cool, very graphically pleasing, I think. Alright, and then we've got the kos-mos version 4 from Xenosaga 3. So this is the extra coating edition of the kos-mos here. Looks really, really cool. I always liked this character design as well, and it comes with this big, huge weapon. Don't really care too much about the extra coating edition of this, but that's just what's coming out, so that's just what we have here. The front, you can see it has two of those big giant weapons for that. This one, it's in 1/12 scale, so it's going to be about the same size as the Frame Arms Girls or Megami Device kits. The Frame Arms Girls are a little bit larger than the Megami Device, so I figure this will be just probably somewhere right around there. Maybe more towards the size of Megami Device. Maybe it's looking, yeah, it looks definitely like some of those parts are pretty small, so maybe closer in size to Megami Device, but we'll take a look at that in full shortly. And then rest assured, there are some robots in this box, but there's one more girl kit here. This is the Frame Arms Girl Hresvelger. I don't know how that's supposed to be pronounced. I don't think it even has an official pronunciation, but yeah, this has been highly recommended to me. This is not new, but it's been highly recommended to me by people as I've reviewed a few of different Frame Arms and Megami Device kits in the past. People often recommend this one, so I just thought take the chance to check it out and see what it's all about. It does look pretty cool. I like the look of this, so I am excited to check it out. Aside from just your guys' recommendations, this is definitely one that I wanted to check out anyway, so now's the time. Okay, and Frame Arms. We have the Frame Arms Cutlass RE edition of this, and this is a pretty large box. I wasn't expecting the box to be this big for the Cutlass because it's a relatively simple kit. It's pretty bare bones in terms of like just the design of this one, but the box is pretty substantial here. I'm guessing there's just like a lot of filler in here, of course, because it's just got like the frame separate like that, and then just the extra, it's kind of like separated into different boxes, so it's just a lot of empty space in that box probably, but it does feel pretty heavy. Anyway, the Cutlass, they have a few different versions of this actually. I like this one, I think, the best, so that's why I wanted to check this one out. It's also one of the cheaper ones for sure. And finally, the last thing in here is my very first Armored Core kit. People have been asking me to review Armored Core kits forever, and I know just not a lot of people do on YouTube, so hopefully this should be interesting. But this is the Sunshine L. This is something that I actually hadn't ever seen before. I just came across it and I thought, there's finally an Armored Core kit that I actually think looks kind of cool. Most of them I just don't really like. I think the game was fun enough when I used to play that back in the day, playing like Armored Core 3, but yeah, just a lot of the kit designs just don't really appeal to me. This one though definitely does. As you can tell, it's quite different, I think, from a lot of the Armored Core designs that we see in kit form anyway. It's got much more blocky kind of feel to it, sort of similar to the Leonos, which was a kit that I reviewed a while back, but it does look pretty cool, so I'm looking forward to that. So I'll finally take a dive into trying out an Armored Core kit, and who knows, maybe it'll open up my mind and I might want to end up trying out some more of them. I kind of doubt it, just because again, a lot of the designs just don't really appeal to me very much, but this one does look pretty cool. So yeah, pretty insane box of stuff here and a lot of work to do, so I'm gonna go get to work. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you'd like to see sooner than later. Of course, I'd like to get to as much of this as soon as I can, but you know, I try to do my best to get stuff out to you guys as soon as I can. So not only thank you for watching, but thank you also for your patience as I do my best to get to reviewing these as soon as possible. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.